Greetings, beautiful souls. This is Lightstar, and don't go anywhere because you're going to want to see this video. Coming up, I've got my unveiling of my newest creation, and I want to activate you by showing you this image. So please stick around, join the tribe, and enjoy the activation. Coming right up. Hey everyone, this is Lightstar and welcome back to my channel once again, and we are continuing on with a very exciting adventure today, and this will almost be like an adventure, literally, as I'm going to unveil and share with you and activate you from my newest creation that I've completed, and it is so exciting. I just couldn't wait to share this with you. So now I have to give you a little bit of background here before I show this image, and I'm going to actually show this up on screen here. That's going to be a little bit bigger because this one is my panoramic image. And this panoramic image that I've created, I have two other panoramic images that I've done, which is Magical Kingdom and Sacred Land. And this third one is now going to be in line with a couple of dreams that I've had. Actually, I would say the initiation came when I was a child. I actually had a dream or two about this, and also as an adult. And the content here is, I'll just tell you the name before I actually show you the image, but the name of the image is called the Atlantean Libraries. And this image is portraying actual places that are here on our planet that actually have a particular, let's say, activation zone in and of itself. And so this image is actually meant to do some activation for a lot of people. There's a few different things that it's going to actually help you do, but I wanted to give you a little background because in my dream time, I had several of these dreams that were showing me a place or several places on this planet that were considered like ancient libraries, okay? And I had these images come to me a lot, and even through not just dream time, but in visions, and I just kept seeing this. And so many years ago, I started this image. And I want to say it's taken quite a while, okay? So it's actually been a couple of years process. The first image that I created, Magical Kingdom, actually took me about, I'd say like 3 or 4 months. But at the time I was working on it straight through pretty much. I'd say almost full time on it. So that just to give you a little idea, sometimes people ask me how long it takes for me to do these images, and the panoramics obviously are going to take me a lot longer. But this one I had to chip away at for a number of years. And so it's finally completed to the point where I wanted to show you guys this image. And but the background is that it's coming from a dream, several dreams that I've had that I know this is real, okay? It's not just depicting a pretty picture here, but I really feel these are locations, spots, and perhaps when I show it to you guys have been there too. A lot of people probably be like, oh my God, I've been there, or I remember that. So without further ado, I'm just gonna unveil this. And what I'm gonna do, because this isn't a panoramic, I normally have some of my images pop up on screen here off to the side of me. But since this one's panoramic, I'm gonna kind of move myself down into a little bitty itty screen, and you're gonna see the panoramic image above me, which is gonna be a lot greater than size-wise than I am right now, because I want you guys to see the picture more. But you'll still hear me and see a little teeny tiny picture of me. So here I go. I'm going to shrink down, and then I'm going to unveil this image, which is called the Atlantean Libraries. Ta-ta-ta-ta! So, yes, soak it in. I'm even wearing the colors because I wanted to bring in the energy here, and I have my little I have my Gift of the Mer People image that I made myself. It's actually one of my images that I used to sell these. I don't have them on there anymore, but I used to sell them. But this is my Gift of the Mer People. I know it's a little glary, so you can't see it. But nonetheless, I'm in support of this image. So, for the obvious reasons. And I wanted to share a little bit more. As you can see in this image, that there is a lot going on in here. Who's to say that I don't have a lot going on in my images, right? As you guys well know, people that follow my work, I always have a lot going on in the images that I bring forth. And it is for purpose. It's not to make the image busy. It's actually for certain activations that happen. And usually what happens is the more that you look at it, you find new things. I've had people that have had my artwork and wow, they didn't even see this one thing in there that they've had the whole time, you know, but now they see this thing in it and they're like, whoa, that didn't even see that before. So, okay, so the Atlantean Libraries. This is, again, this dream. I had this dream, and the very beginning one, I'll show you, but like the dream I had when I was young, a couple of them actually, where I kept going down to these underwater type of buildings. But I remember the buildings being sort of above the water and below the water. And yet you could, I don't know if they had, but it seemed like I was getting, there was a propulsion or some type of device that would allow them to kind of move up and then move all the way down into the water so that they could perhaps even be hidden or disappear so that nobody would see them. But there are times maybe when they would rise up and then be displayed on at least half of the water. And I remember being in these types of tunnels, or a tunnel system, if you will, that would link these different images, or I'm sorry, these different buildings together. I have images on my mind, can you tell? So this is the portraying of the best, you know, recount that I can here to bring forth what I've seen. Now I want to share also, I'm going to read with you the little card. This is the little description card that comes with the image if you purchase it as a portrait. That is a metallic photo paper, you'll get this with it. If you get a metal print that's signed with it, you'll also get this one with it. Some of the ones that are not, the metal prints that are not signed, you'd have to kind of ask for them because they're coming from two different places, so it doesn't necessarily come with it, but I had to send it separately. But anyways, so I'm going to read this to you just so you kind of have an overview of what this image is about. The essence. Okay, welcome to the Aqua Gate, the passageway within the mystical waters of the Jewel of Terra to a network of neural libraries. It is known in the terrain of aquatic cities as the Atlantean Libraries, a specialized connective tunnel system of shared knowledge and intelligence, and which provides certain dispensations to the bearers of particular DNA codes. To reach the libraries, one must first receive clearance through an encoded gateway before entering the main hall of records. Multiple access points are then linked to the ancient archives and the holographic intelligence. Do you hear the calling? The calling of the seafaring aquatic net, a place for planetary and galactic research, spiritual awakening, and a gathering zone for intergalactic star teams. Recall ancient memories and learn sacred truths about the mysteries of the earth, the universe, and beyond. Are you ready? So are you? Are you ready to take the adventure down below into these beautiful libraries? So I was getting, this is a actual library network that people can visit, can go. You may be called there, but you may not be called there. It's like, maybe it's not a place for everyone, right? But this is place, and I want to mention something at the time of this, because the timing is very strange on this, because I actually created this image, you know, I started working on it several years ago, and I was actually almost done with it prior to when I heard anything about Aquaman coming out. So it was kind of interesting that it's very similar in that way. A lot of the elements are very similar, and I had no idea that Aquaman was even in the picture here, literally. And so when this was almost done, or, you know, to the point, I was like, wow, when I saw Aquaman, you know, there's a lot of elements in here, but I don't think they were depicting this necessarily library in the same way that I was, but there was just the timing of when that movie came out is kind of synchronistic with when I'm launching this image. So also feeling there's no accident there, that's all synchronistically happening. And I do feel that also that has to do with us really going to reclaim the ancient knowledge that a lot of us do have. It's not necessarily 100% just saying, oh, it was only in the Atlantean library time, you know, when, or in the Atlantean time period that these libraries were there. It's not to say that this isn't still there, because isn't time an illusion, really? Isn't time kind of just all scrunched into all happening at one time? And yet we can't completely fathom that whole thing. That's a little challenging for us, although we're getting better at it, to understand time. But to know that that means this is a place that a lot of gatherings happen, as well as learning. So it's somewhat, I guess some people that teach about the Akashic records, in some ways it's a record, a place that stores this information, but in the way that this is kind of different types of information, not necessarily about your specific soul, which is kind of more about the Akashic records. This is more, I feel, libraries about where ancient knowledge may be stored, where you can learn about certain types of ancient cultures, about certain types of information. And there may also be different halls, like I said, if you go in this picture, you can even see where if you were to go through the tunnel, the main gateway, the main Stargate in this way, and you most of the time are guided through this process through someone there that might be the guardian, where you can see the woman who's there, who's actually more of like the guide or the guardian of that can take you to where you need to go. So it's more of a check person. I guess you could call it a librarian, but it's not really the same thing. But when you go into the main library hall or main, you're then actually given information whether you want to go to a different zone, and it's like a tunnel system. So the main one has an artery, you know, that goes out to a whole nother section. It might be like, as you can see, like to a whole nother building in the left or the right or wherever, and they're just neural networked out. And the term that came here initially was the Aqua Net. It's kind of like the intranet, but it's the Aqua Net. But I didn't want to be, you know, infringing on Aqua Net hairspray. So it's not the same thing, but I didn't even want to go there. So I actually turned it in, written it in the description where we call it the aquatic net anyways, but it has the same concept of where there's like a main library or something, and then there's all these other types of areas in that library that may be enclosed in the main library, but also may be separated and has different purposes. And yet also a gathering point. I feel this is kind of more of a neutral zone that is not like of the dark or not necessarily of the light. It's not like the territories or anything that we have here. This is a sort of a neutral zone, okay? So in this way, there is congregations that come together, you know, from the star races. There is information that you can gain in these different libraries and sections of the libraries. There is different parts of these libraries that are zoned off or only maybe allowed if you have a particular DNA code. Then you might be able to be get unlocked, or that doorway or that gateway unlocks to go into this particular zone. So that part is a little bit private, depending upon you and what you're wanting and the intention that you want to you know, give or have or receive in this particular area. So lots going on here. We also have the animal kingdom here and the aquatic animal world of the whales and the dolphins, which also relate to information and wisdom that hold the containment of higher learning and higher wisdom. There's also crystal and technology, obviously, here. So we see a lot of the crystals that have light codes, energy codes, and symbols that also are included in here. And there's symbols that are a little bit everywhere on the crystals. There are symbols on the main structures of the buildings themselves that sort of identifies them. I feel that this is, if you think about it here, this is only a little piece of what is really out there. So this is like a piece, almost like I'm looking through binoculars in a way and a lens at one area of this library, okay, or the Atlantean Libraries. So that's why you see the different symbols on the buildings here are actually the same, because this is one kind of sector of like a main library with an artery going off here. Now I do feel that there is other whole sections that will be a different structure or different information that it holds, and those symbols would be different on the buildings. So I just wanted to clarify that. But this is kind of like a, you know, a cityscape, but we are also seeing there is also the underwater aspect of it. So I wanted to show, you know, both, and that, you know, this is a really interesting image, and I know it usually diverts, or it's diverting a little bit from what I usually do, which is lots of different kinds of colors, but this one was really wanting to be more in the aqua and the blue and the white range. So it's bringing forth also color and sacred activation that is bringing forth with that color. And it also has to do with communication and higher communication with those aqua colors, of bringing in our own intuitive abilities to share this knowledge, this higher knowledge that we have access to, and that to integrate that within our being at a very deep level and also a very spiritual level as well. And it's also activating a lot of crystals. I feel crystal activated types of energies are in this as well, to perhaps even activate your crystals. This would be a great image for activating your crystals, your existing crystals as well, and to bringing some of that ancient knowledge to the forefront, and maybe extracting some of that stuff from the crystals that you already have. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is like, I just really wanted to bring the activation here for you to see visually speaking. And I also want to say you can also purchase this image in a couple different sizes. This is a panoramic size. I'm gonna hold this up. I don't know what this is gonna do, and you may not be able to see it very well, but this is the 10 by 25 of the photo itself. Okay, this one's not mounted to anything, but I would highly recommend, if you get this, to actually have it mounted to the gator board or the gator foam so that you can hang it up. But this is actually on photometallic paper, so you can see it's a little bit shiny here because it's shining off my light, and the lighting might be weird, but you're seeing how, I bring it up close, it's really, maybe it'll really focus here. It has this really nice luminous sheen to it, very, very high gloss. That's why it's doing that. But beautiful image. Hello. I'm gonna hold it in front of you. But it's a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous image. And you can get this in this size, which is that 1025. There's also a large size, which obviously is gonna be a lot more, but it's just so worth it because this image just really, really deserves to be large because of its energy. And it would be great. I actually decorated my bathroom most recently in waterscapes. I got like one of my shower curtains, and I actually put a toilet seat cover that has like dolphins all over it, and I have a rug that I got, and so I really want to put this on the wall in there because it would just match perfectly. But it would be that kind of great awesome place to put this in a bathroom if you have one that's big enough, or just in your house or wherever. So you're welcome to go onto my website at lightstarcreations.com, and you can check out all the other ways that you can get this image, as well as any of the other images that I have as well. And if you'd like to get some activation from me personally, you know, you can always go onto my website and check out all of my sessions and all of the artwork that I have on there too, and all of my art sessions that I also can provide that gives you activation, and so many different ways. My very popular starseed alignment sessions, phases 1 through 3, are really great place to start, as well as any of the other sessions, my oracle readings, or my light code activation that I can actually do custom light code just for you and your energy, and so much more. So please go check out my stuff there on lightstarcreations.com. And I would love for you guys, if you enjoyed what you're watching here, I usually come on here and do either channeling or channeling videos, or activation, light language, or oracle consciousness readings, or displaying some activation visually, or interviews, or whatever I feel like I want to come, you know, through here. And I've gotten a lot of you guys that have also put requests in for content, and that is going to be coming as well. So in the next couple months, I'm going to sit down and just kind of go through some of the comments that you guys have left, and start to create some videos with the content that you guys want to see. And a lot of you have been doing that. Thank you so much for your suggestions. I really take them to heart. I want to make this channel more what you guys want and what I can provide, from what I can provide. And if you want to put a comment, the best place to do that is on my trailer, my new trailer video that I just put on. You can go on there and place a comment, because those are the places that I'm really going to be scanning for content that you want to have me provide on here. And you can leave it anywhere, but it's helpful if you do it in one place so that I can do that. And so go ahead, join the tribe or the community here on my channel. I would love to have you guys, and forward it, share it to other people, whoever you think might be benefiting or enjoying it. Leave a comment. I try to get to a lot of you guys to respond back, but obviously I can't always get to everything, but I try to do the best I can. So I appreciate your positive comments. One thing to note, if you guys leave comments on here and you put links or email addresses, they don't go up, because it's also for your safety, for your privacy, and also for sometimes the links that people put on there are not very pleasant things, and I really have to be conscious of where things go and the streams here. So please don't do that if you can, because it probably won't go on there anyway. There's a lot of things that people leave that are not, some people leave great things, but I just decided to keep it really clean here, so that nobody has to worry about getting a virus if they clicked on the link or anything like that. Okay, so with that said, I love you guys. I'm so excited for this awesome image to come forth. I have more stuff that's coming that I've planned, but this one just finished, and I really wanted to get this push out to you guys, to show it to you, to allow you to have an activation, to let you know it's available if you would like to purchase it. And if you have any questions, just you know where to find me on my website, and comment, or my social media, which on Facebook, or here on YouTube, or so I just want to say I love you guys, and thank you for everything, and for working so hard on yourselves. I will be back with more good stuff very soon, so have a super awesome rest of your day, your week, and lots of love from the angelics, the elementals, the fairies, the starseeds, and all the angels, and all the ascended masters, and all the realms that are of love, and the highest versions of that. Thanks much, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.